Michigan fans. Welcome back to the Fool Show. Just doing my first show here on October 24. Yeah, it took a long time for the Big Ten to get back in the game, and it's kind of had Michigan versus Minnesota as the nightcap of the first opening weekend, kind of the big stage, ABC Saturday night. And Michigan went into Minnesota and got a big victory. Now, it's the first game of the year, and I'm not going to take a whole ton out of here, but here's some thoughts I had. And if you watch the game, I think you would see similar things. Milton looked really poised. 15 of 22, I think it was. 225 yards. Really good that way. He only made like one poor throw. It was like in the second half. He threw it down the middle, I think it was. And like, whoa, that was kind of a risky throw. Besides that, he seemed to really throw very accurately. I liked how the offense had him kind of just shift the pocket a little bit. He would just run a little bit and then like do a little 4-yard little pass to a tight end or something. But simple things, they build confidence, they move the pocket well. Speaking of the pocket, the offensive line did an outstanding job. He only got sacked one time during the game, and he really wasn't under a ton of pressure. Also, I think he had some runs, maybe one scramble, where he went for the, couldn't find anyone and ran himself. But I liked the called runs, and he was very smart about getting out of bounds, not trying to get that extra yard or two and taking a big hit, which is very smart because Michigan only has really two quarterback options right now with Cade McNamara as the backup. So the offensive line did a great job. Defense, they gave up 24 points, but Minnesota really ran the ball extremely well. And Michigan stiffened up, on the fourth and goal. Of course, the quarterback overthrew the wide open running back. And, that running back, Brahim, I think it is name, Ibrahim, sorry if I said that wrong, he just did great. 26 carries for 140 yards, and it always seemed he was always going for like 4 or 5 yards every carry. Michigan didn't have a ton of tackles for loss against him. Now, he reminded me of Marion Barber, honestly, another great Minnesota running back. So he looked really good in that way, and we'll see how he keeps going for the rest of the year. But I'm concerned about how Michigan gave up a lot on the ground. However, it's the first game, and before the game started, I thought Michigan was going to be a high-scoring game, and you're seeing that in the other college football games too. High scoring. It's taken a while for the defense to get acclimated. For whatever reason, defenses are not doing very well so far this year. Michigan gave up 17 points at half, 24 points overall in the end of the game. So, gave up only one touchdown in the end of the game from the second half on, which is okay. But Minnesota really moved the ball quite well. And Michigan really kept falling for the zone read, the quarterback read. The quarterback never ran the ball to my knowledge. I don't remember him holding the ball at all and running. And Michigan kept just always staying centered. I guess it's good to be disciplined. Don't get me wrong, it's good to be disciplined, but they kept falling for that, going with a quarterback too much. It's like he kept handing the ball off. Now, fourth quarter, Michigan's up big, and then here comes, Michigan D-line. Quiddy gets 2 sacks in a row. It was 3rd and 35, I think, or it's 4th and 35 after 3 straight sacks. Wow, that was a nice series there. Overall, it's a good game when you score 49 points and you got lots of things to work on. So take it for what it is. Michigan and obviously Minnesota and none of the Big Ten teams had any prep games, no cupcake gimme games like they normally have. So to go into Minnesota, a road game against a ranked team, and come out with a 25-point victory, really good. So just try to shore up the defense a little bit. Obviously, the running game for Michigan was very good. They really had a balanced attack. Not many running backs were sharing the handoffs and such, the carries. It worked out really well. So did the wide receivers. I think Ronnie Bell led the team with 4 receptions, 74 yards. There were a couple plays there where Michigan could have got some touchdowns, but wide receivers dropped passes here and there. And so, more to work on. Another big thing I'm just watching, field goals, 0 for 3. Obviously, the last one was a bad snap. Kicker didn't move the laces. But 0 for 3, where's Nordine? Especially on that 48-yard field goal, where's Nordine? I'm just saying, obviously Moody must have won the job, but I don't know if he's going to have the job next week. 0 for 3 on field goals is still 0 for 3 on field goals. And that brings up, I think, a big thing for this game. Minnesota was really hurt by COVID. They obviously didn't have their kicker, which meant they had to do all those little pooch kicks instead. And they didn't have their normal punter, which means Michigan had really good field position a lot till the very last 2 punts. Then the ball rolled very well, and Michigan kind of just let them go. So, along with that, their offensive line had to be reshuffled. So, COVID really impacted Minnesota. And I think that's going to be an X factor for every team going forward. Is, for one, are the games going to be played? The Big Ten did not give any bye week, so if you miss a game, you're not getting that game in. And 2, if you can play, are you going to be missing a lot of key personnel out with COVID? Minnesota, you can really see the difference of not having a good punter and a good kicker with Minnesota there. They had to totally shift their strategy on the special teams, and it really was a glaring problem for them. Michigan's got to fix up some special teams too. A blocked punt, like I said, 3 missed field goals. Things to work on. Hey, just my thoughts quick before, it's time for bed. These late games are always kind of tough to do this on, but just wanted to give you my foolish thoughts on those. As always, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and let me know your comments below, and I'll try to respond to them as I can. As always, go Blue!